Deroy Cruz here, your life applications officer. I need to get to my activity log here on Facebook. Let me turn this off. I don't know if it's on or not. Is it on? Oh, it's off. Okay. All right. How do I get my activity log? I need my activity log. Where is it? Come on. I hate when Facebook just like has stuff available when they want to and then they don't. Here it is, activity log. Here we go. And I wanna go to this. Dude, come on. Seriously? I'm so sick of Facebook. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Now, before I go to that, one of my most favorite shows that I fell into the habit of watching here on television on the ION network, there's a storyline in this episode, and it's all based on agenda, you know that, where there's this woman who is a lesbian, and she's living with a person that she works with. They're living together. They almost got married, but when they decided not to get married, things didn't work out. They couldn't get married. They decided to continue living together. Okay? So she becomes a lesbian. He becomes, doing what he normally does. He stays heterosexual and starts dating women, and he gets her permission to date women. And she says, oh, is it okay if I bring my girlfriends in? So they're living together. They're still in love with each other, as you can see. As you can see. They're still in love with each other. And they're living together. And he's bringing his girlfriends around. And she's watching. And she's bringing her girlfriends around. And he's watching. Okay? And then she decides that she wants to have a baby, and she's willing to look for some knucklebrain. She's deciding whether she wants to just have sex with them or just, collect the sperm, and by the procedure. They don't like the procedure that it takes to do this. They find out how much it costs, so she decides that her ex-fiance that she's living with, why don't I have a baby with him? So she decides to tell him the procedure, and they can't do it because it's expensive. So they decide to do it homemade style. and they do it, and she gets pregnant, and you know this is all agenda. Like, oh my God, like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. And this girl has done crazy things. Like, I mean, they're actually putting even bisexualism on the agenda. Like, okay, her and him, and then, you know, there's situations where guys have tried to hit on her knowing that she was single. And she said, well, yeah, you know, like, I'm gay. So, well, look, he's an average man looking at what seems to be to him an average pretty faced woman. If he wants to, you know, talk to a pretty lady, he's not worried about, you know, but oh, like, she talked to him like he crossed the line. Like, there's a shirt, there's something on her that says, hey, I'm gay, so don't come near me, you know. I'm thinking, oh my God. Oh my God. This is all agenda-sized. This is all an agenda. This is totally beyond fiction. Nobody lives like this. There's nobody out there doing this and getting away with it. I mean, I'm sure it goes on in your head, and I'm sure some people have even tried it. But it doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did a series on the whole LGBTQ thing and how I feel about it, my take on it. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You can do whatever you want to do. Okay? And I don't judge you. Well, I take that back. I won't judge you openly. I'll give anybody that respect. I'll give my worst enemy that much respect. I won't judge you openly. But I do judge you. Oh, you say don't judge us. I'm judging you. Okay? Because, number one, not only are we biblically so dumb, or non-biblically dumb, so dumb that we can't even, you know, nobody thinks straight. Okay? Dumb. People are dumb. And I don't look at you and judge you openly, but I do judge you. In my mind, you cannot say anything or do anything or say anything to anybody else. You cannot say anything or anything to my grandchildren or to my pastor or anybody to make me condone how you live your life. And I don't have to condone it. I don't have to condone it in real life any more than I have to condone it on TV. And I'd rather watch it on TV than to see this garbage in real life. Where are the morals at in this pickle? Where? And this is an agenda. This is what they put this in movies because they have to. I'm sure a lot of the actors, half of them ain't gay. Most of them ain't gay. The actors that are filming this garbage probably ain't gay. And they sure in hell ain't, you know, writing us off of any, you know, previous stories. They're doing this all out of fiction because this is an agenda to get this in our head, and it's not good enough to accept the LGBTQ people, you have to make LGBTQ an option for everybody. That's the agenda. It has to be an option for everybody. Everybody should be acceptable to gayism and lesbianism. Everybody. That's the agenda. It's not about accepting gay people or treating gay people like they matter. It's all about straight people not being straight anymore, but at least being either bisexual or gay. There's no such thing as straight. It's wrong to be straight. And gay people and what they're doing in these movies is all the gay superheroes and all the gay children and all the gay women and all the gay men, they all are the smartest people on the planet. But in real life, the homosexuals that I've met have the biggest temper tantrums out of nowhere for no reason that I've ever met. In my life, people that are gay don't even have a preference. And then you want to talk about love and gay marriage. I don't see nobody loving anybody. I see people trying to find, a willing partner and go find a corner to do it in. It's a lie. It really is. I go to work and there's people that I meet that hit on me. You know what I'm saying? Say things to me. Like, hey, I gotta admit, in the heterosexual community, my height is always an issue. Not in the gay community. They'll find some way to use me for some kind of sexual favor. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they thinking. Some guy this tall trying to get me into some little pickle with him. Okay? Or some dude that think I can't tell that is not a woman, that's a guy. Trying to get me in some pickle with him, her, she, he, she, we, whatever. Whatever that is. Okay? No preference whatsoever. At least in the heterosexual community, I understand why I'm not getting picked. In the other community, it's like I don't understand why I'm being picked. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, and it ain't like on television where I'm like, well, excuse me, I'm a heterosexual. Okay? My question is, what gives you that impression that I would want to, what gives you that impression that you can make someone, anybody gay just by by them having a friendly conversation with you or whatever. Anyway, enough of that. We got a woman here who already living with her ex-fiance. Now after, so much time of them both having various partners, she wants to have a child with him, but she's got to do it a certain way because she wants to come out as a lesbian. And she doesn't even have a lesbian girlfriend, but she has that. But, okay, I'm done. I'm done with that. I'm done. Okay? Done with that. It's like one part of the show, I'll be glad when it's over. I wish you'd stop showing it. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This was sent to a friend of mine that I do business with. And he had a friend who wrote this. You can tell because he didn't spell it right. But he had a friend who wrote this. It says, they gave us a book. They, I know what they means, the white man. They gave us a book that says, thou shalt not steal. They stole our land, they stole our wealth, they stole our heritage, they stole our freedom, they stole our identity, stole our liberty, they stole everything. Okay, hold up. Number one, they didn't steal your land because it was never yours. You're not Native American. Okay? So they didn't steal your land. Okay? They didn't steal your wealth because you didn't have none of that either. Unless you're talking about horses that you didn't even know how to ride. Okay? They stole your heritage, and I'm sorry, your heritage sold you to the white man. Your heritage took you as slaves and sold you over to the white man. Thank you very much. They stole our freedom. That's a lie. You didn't have no freedom. You did not have any freedom. They stole our identity. No, slavery stole your identity. And it ain't just you, it's everybody. They stole your liberty again, and that goes back to freedom. No, they didn't. You didn't have it. That's why you got sold into slavery in the first place, because you didn't have freedom. You were slaves when you became slaves, okay? They stole everything. That is a lot of hatred. That is not true. That is not true. Okay? And then this is what I told them. And that Bible was the most positive thing they ever offered us. White man didn't create Jesus. That's what the Bible is all about. It's all about Jesus. White man didn't create Jesus. He was already here. Thank you very much. He was the king of the Jews, not the white man. Okay? And he died and rose because he is the only Savior of the whole world. Let me read that again. And that Bible was the most positive thing they ever offered us. White man didn't create Jesus. He was already here. He was the king of the Jews, not the white man, not king of the white man. And he died and rose because he is the only Savior of the whole entire world. And that is the truth. Okay? It's just crazy and hilarious to me. But also very sad that we live in a nation today where everybody wants to, you know, they want to, what is that word for it? They want to sabotage Jesus. Sabotage. They want to sabotage our Christian heritage and destroy it. Let me tell you something. We live in a world today where interracial relationships and people traveling from one country to another and so on and so on, and marrying outside their race proves the love of God. It proves what humanism is. Now, interracial relationships proves humanism, or proves human bonding and human reality. I shouldn't say humanism. Humanism is its own religion, but human experience, human reality. There you are, human reality. Bonding together interracially, biracially, shows who we are. But yet we come together and we try to push racism. And why do we push racism? Because we all want to show that we are something above somebody else. Because there's a lot of people, for example, that will come in here into the U.S. and they'll do anything with a white man. They'll marry a white man. They'll work for a white man. They'll become friends with a white man. They'll do anything with a white man except Christianity. But they'll do everything else with a white. But everything else, but they'll do anything else. They'll do business with a white man. They'll listen to a white man teach business. They'll listen to a white man teach medicine. You name it. They just don't want to practice Jesus with the white man. Okay? But that just goes to show you, there's a way I was trying to tie this all together. But that just goes to show you who we are. And, the difference in the cultures. If your culture is so powerful, it should not change when you come to this country. However, I do feel that people that come to this country, they are if they feel that they're not to mix their culture with American culture, then they're in the wrong country. I think that's a slap in the face to the flag. If you feel that you shouldn't at least mix your culture, if not desert your culture for American culture, which would be fine in my opinion, in my humble opinion, to desert your own culture and take on American culture because this is where you make your living. But at least mix your culture with the American culture. But people want to come here and they, want to keep it together. Today I went over to a part of Pittsburgh called Squirrel Hill, one of my favorite places to shop, especially for art supplies. And I love to eat when I'm over there. And over there, that the Jews used to run that whole neighborhood, but now it's ran between the Jews, the Indians, and the Asians. I don't know what Asian group it is over there. I don't know if it's Nepalians or they seem like they're more than Nepalian. Now, I know up here a lot of Nepalians around here, but up there, the people that they are sharing their neighborhood with up there, half of the two biggest populations over there are Jews and I don't know what Asian people it is. It might be Chinese. I think they're Chinese. I'm not positively sure. They might be Chinese. And I think they are. I mean, they actual Chinese people. And there's a lot of Chinese restaurants all over Squirrel Hill. Like today I was waiting at a bus stop and there were two restaurants that were right next to each other that were Chinese, and the one directly across the street from them was Chinese. Okay. And I'm thinking, okay, this is ridiculous, and as much as I love, interracialism, I love all the races being here together. But I don't love segregation. I don't love the fact that a lot of people that are non-American or come here from another country don't feel like the American language is important. They don't feel like having, they don't feel like, even after they graduate from college, they don't feel that even though they had to bond with people of other races in college, they can't wait to graduate from college so they can go, and some even leave here after so many years and go home. But most of them decide to stay, and they stay. They become very segregated when they stay. Just like Jews, for example. Jews, they don't blend with anybody. Now, the Jewish people, I almost can't blame them in a world where everybody practices, where everybody's a fornicator. Fornicators, I was thinking about this today too. Fornicators have an attitude that is very street about themselves. It's very street. It's very street-like. I mean, all fornicators continue to have an attitude that is very street-like. And they're always, pushing the envelope. And we live in a world today where everybody wants to flash their fornication and flash their tattoos. And it's written all over the clothing that they wear. Everybody wants to show their cleavage in their tattoos, but they don't want to really care about the human survival. They really don't want to care about human survival. And it's just sad. It's just sad. You know what I mean? And as a Christian, I know that I'm always going to follow the Lord. And there's times that I failed. There's times that I failed to live righteously for God, and I was out there, I was doing my fornication too. But when I'm living for God, I have to be discreet about it. I don't like sloppy Christianity. I don't like being sloppy with my faith. Like, if I'm gonna live for God, I'm gonna live for God. If that's who I am, if that's my culture, that's what it is. And it really is a culture. But, I'm looking at these Jews today while I'm in Squirrel Hill. And I'm looking at these Jews, and I'm looking at these Asian people. And everybody has stereotypes. It's written all over them. And, you stand too close to somebody, they have a way they act. And I was waiting on a bus, and I was walking while I was looking down the street, and there was this Jewish lady coming up with her two boys, and she was staring at me right in the eyes. And when I looked back at her, she got really frightened. Or she acted like she was frightened. But I smiled at her, and she barely could smile back. She felt that it would have been inappropriate for her to smile back. This is the America that we live in. This is how it is. Like, everybody has their cliques and their stereotypes. But this is what I want to close with. There's only one clique. And that is the blood-bought, born-again Church of the Living God. The blood-bought church. The sanctified Church of the redeemed. Okay? Let the redeemed say so. Okay? We're the only clique. All you people that practice fornication, all you people that practice segregation, all you people that use things that have nothing to do with God to separate cultures and to separate groups of people and so on, okay, you are the roadkill on the road that's going nowhere. You are of the dead church. We are of the alive church. We have been quickened, as the Bible says, to be alive and ready. Okay? We are the only clique there is. This is why I am the way I am, because I do believe in keeping what belongs to God away from those that don't respect it. I keep the things of God that are sacred away from those that don't respect it. I don't cast my pearls before swine. Okay? However, if somebody wants to enter into God, if somebody wants to enter into the cross, or enter into the Holy of Holies, okay, I'm there for you. I want to help you. I want to reach out to you. But we are a secret society. We are a separate society. We are a sacred society. Okay? And we don't need you to teach us how to have sex. We don't need you to teach us how to judge and not judge. We don't need you to teach us politics. It's all in the Bible. So when I vote for Donald Trump or become involved in the Republican Party, okay, that's not based on Donald Trump. That's not based on the Republican Party. That's based on me picking the party from the two evils, picking the lesser of two evils, and voting for the one that might have at least be 10,000 miles from where, I'm trying to go, then that 50,000 miles, okay, of nonsense that ain't going anywhere. That's what that's all about. Donald Trump didn't teach me how to be a Christian. The Republican Party don't teach me how to be a Christian. There's only one thing that teaches me how to be a Christian. And that is the Holy Bible. That is the Church of the Living God under the limits of the Holy Bible. Let me say that again. That is the people of God, the Church of the Living God. And He is alive and active and sharper than any two-edged sword, okay? He's busy working, and He's still doing, and He's judging, and He's sanctifying, redeeming, and setting free, and saving souls, and He's coming back. He's doing all that. The Church of the Living God within the limits of the Holy Bible. The Holy Church of the Living God within the limits of the Holy Bible, because there is no Bible outside, there is no church outside the Bible. Okay? There is no church outside the Bible. So I must tell you, if you want to enter in, that's fine. The Jews don't want me to enter into their culture. I'm not the right tone of skin. The Asian people don't want me to enter into their culture, because that would mean their culture has been contaminated with, and their culture doesn't mean anything if black folks can just come in there and hang out with Asians. Depending on what Asians they are, at least, even at work, you know what I mean? These guys come up to me and they ask me for help, and then that's where it ends. When the clock hits for them to go home, they ain't got time to talk. They want to get away from these Americans as fast as they can. They're going to go home and be with people that look like them and act like them and speak their language in my country. In my country. Like slavery didn't buy my way in here. And that is the only place that I feel like the color of my skin means anything, or that is the only place where I feel that a black man needs to ask some questions or have something to say. Not against the white man. The white man been learning how to deal with us ever since the civil rights movement. It is these other nations that come in here and they think that they can come in here and segregate themselves and separate themselves, and they think it's cute and it's cool and it's awesome. But when the girl got lost today at the bus stop, okay, she didn't understand that, buses could lose their codes and have to get a new code. She spoke to me. Same thing with the cute little Asian lady up the street yesterday. She heard me talking on the phone to the bus company. She speaks English. Oh my God! Now she speaks English. Okay, it was the cutest little accent I ever heard, but she spoke English. Okay, but most of the time, you say hello, they turn their back to you. Hello, how you doing? Turn that way. They see you coming, they turn around looking up the hill. You coming downhill, they turn around, show you their back. He's gonna come over here and do that American garbage, like say, hey, how you doing? They know I'm gonna do that, so they turn their back to me. Because they know I'm that kind of guy. I'm going to say hello to everybody. They don't want to hear it. But when you was worried about being stranded there with no bus, you decided to talk to my black behind, didn't you? Same thing today, then with the Indian girl. She didn't know that she could just ask the bus driver, what buses am I getting on here, being it's not written above on the drawing, okay? But, I know the difference because I've met some very, very nice Indian people lately that are open to people. But people come into our country and they're not open to Americans. That will bug me on the other side of life. That will bug me when I go to my grave. As much as it's bugging me right now. People come into our country because they want to go to somewhere where there's freedom. They want to go somewhere where, they're going to be treated better and there's a better offer for them and a better life for them. And then they come here and they're not open to Americans, but they need to study a little bit of English at least to get a job. They need to study a little bit of English at least so they can go to college and get the education so they can get the big jobs with the big money. And they got to be taught by these white people that speak English. That's the thing that kills me. You come into my country, but you're not open to Americans. You're closed to Americans. Except for when you're stranded and don't know if your bus is coming or not. I don't get that. Or you're stranded in the ghetto and you're trying to get back to the big city. Or whatever. I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay, I really don't get it. But because I'm telling you right now, if I was to move to China or Japan or even the Middle East, even if I knew, 10,000 Americans, I want to learn, I want to meet, if I'm in China, I want to know some Chinese people. And I want to speak very fluent Chinese. I want some Chinese friends. And if I was in any other country, it'd be the same thing. I don't get how people come to our country and segregate themselves. In our country, our president help them do it. They give them everything they need to segregate themselves. You got neighborhoods where they don't even need to speak English because everybody speaks, oh my God. America is not as big as you think it is. There are parts of every state that belong to other races. And some of these races are calling for segregation with M16s in their arms. We don't want them in our neighborhood. We don't want them here. That's what they're doing. I've been warned. I thought black folks was the number one thing for me to be afraid of. Yeah. In black neighborhoods. Okay. But in mixed neighborhoods, okay, you don't know. Because I've heard some of the most, sweetest people I've ever wanted to meet. Hey, you better watch out for, hey, don't be here or there at night. You ain't talking about Poochie and them? No, his last name Hussein. Last name is Shaiwaka Maduko, okay? Last name is Chong, okay? Stay out of there. His last name is Sanchez. Stay out of there. Okay. But that's ridiculous. It really is. Here we go again. How many girlfriends does he have? Here he is with his lesbian girlfriend. He's not with her. Okay? And now his ex-girlfriend says, hey, I have a baby too. And then you wonder why they tell us in church, stop watching so much television. Oh, it ain't fun being a lesbian and giving your man only half of what, There's some morals in there too. There's some moral stuff in there that if you look real closely, you can see it. You know what I mean? There's some places in here where they put these homosexual people, they punish them real good in some of these TV shows. Okay? Even though they don't mean to, but then when you flip it and gotta ask the question, now he's supposed to be having two babies. Okay? One from a lesbian and one from his ex. My goodness! Anyway, that's all I want to say tonight. Let me see if I still have it here. That's all I want to say tonight. Let me go to it again. That's all I want to say tonight. Right here. Where are you? Right here. This is all I want to say. And that Bible was the most positive thing that they, the white man, ever gave us or offered us. White man didn't create Jesus. He was already here. He was the king of the Jews, not the king of the white man. And he died and rose because he is the only savior of the whole entire world, if we let him be. The savior of the world. Screw your politics. Screw your different groups and your liberalism, and screw this Democratic Party. Out of here. Okay? let's focus on human survival. Human survival there is no human survival in the LGBTQ community. Matter of fact, they all die early, especially the men. There is no human survival in the social justice movement, Black Lives Matter, Me Too movement, you know what I mean, the feminist movement, abortion movement, you know, all these flamboyant street people. There is no human survival. It's just y'all being stupid and with this agenda and trying to blame it on the church. Try to squeeze us in there some kind of way and make it our fault. I went through that this week. Last week, actually. But nope, it's your fault. Because you think that the Bible can be pushed to the side, that it's not real, that it's a fake, and that man made it. The white man made the Bible. The white man didn't make the Bible. The white man collected manuscripts from those that wrote the Bible and put the Bible back together. When the people of the devil tried to tear it apart, the white man went back and collected it and put it back together. And it wasn't just the white man at first, it was the people of that part of the world. The white man came and did it later. You know. And that all had a lot to do with the breakdown or the escaping of the Vatican. The escaping from the Vatican. Which is the dumbest thing to hear, what do you call them, atheists talk about. Because if you can escape Catholicism and just let Christianity be what it is, okay, like Martin Luther did, like they say St. Patrick did, you know, and different ones that left the Catholic Church, Dr. Rivera Roberto, okay, who left, you know what I'm saying? Then you'd understand the difference between faith and religion. There's a difference. It's not the same thing. You know, atheists act like you either got to be religious or you got to be an idiot. And that's not just the case. Or you either got to be religious or you got to be super brain. No, that's not the case either. But anyway, I'm getting off here because now I'm getting ready to go somewhere else where I don't want to go. Because now you got me heated up. All right? About ready to start preaching. But everything that we have was given to us by man, whether that man was white or some other race. Everything that we have was given to us by man through man that connected with God at some time in early history. Or several men that connected with God in early history. So, okay, screw your politics, screw your, I'm an atheist rant, screw your, God ain't got nothing against homosexuals rant, screw all that mess. That's a lie. Or Moses would have been gay. Adam would have been gay, and Eve would have been transgender. Okay? Noah would have been gay, and his gay brain would have helped him create the ark. Okay? He did such a good job at creating an ark because he was gay. Okay? But that wasn't the case now, was it? Okay? And there wouldn't have been no mention of no daggone Sodom and Gomorrah. Is the word gay show up in the word Sodom and Gomorrah? No. Y'all made that word up later. and so on and so on and so on. I'm Deroy Cruz, your life applications officer. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. I've been on here too long. Just had to do a video since I almost went to bed tonight without doing one. I've been seeing all these episodes and they're making me sick. So I figured I'd do this video while I'm watching one that was boring. Okay, so God bless you. Talk to you soon. Again with more. Have a great night.